Okay, so here we are at the magnificent McLaren Technology Centre in Woking, on the boulevard where the whole history of McLaren racing cars, Formula One team, lies before us, together with the authors of this magnificent book, McLaren, the Art of Racing, Darren Heath, photographer, and Maurice Hamilton, the writer. I'd just like to ask you guys a little bit about this brand new book, but why in particular McLaren?
The engineering integrity of the place, just look about us. It's an amazing temple to the sport, really.
Well, as Darren says, you just simply have to look around you, and I think it's important to point out that no other Formula One team is like this. None go to this detail, and that tells you everything about almost an obsession to getting things perfect and getting it right. And that's reflected not just in what you're seeing here, but also in the results, the 1/12 Drivers' World Championships, over 100 Grand Prix.
Well, the book is called The Art of Racing, after all, and it's published by the fine art book publisher Prestel. And this, to me, looks a bit like a work of fine art. It looks like a Jeff Wall photographer who spends 2 years preparing a photograph. How did you get this?
Well, I didn't have 2 years to prepare it. That would be a luxury not afforded in Formula One. But it's the guys, the mechanics of the Formula One team, getting ready just before the Italian Grand Prix, about an hour or so before the actual race starts. They all get their fireproof overalls on, and it's somewhere I've never photographed before. Obviously, because of the access afforded for the book, I was allowed to go up there, and it's just trying to show that it's, as Maurice touched on, it's not just about the guys in the shiny helmets thrashing around on a Sunday afternoon. It's everything else.
And it gave me this opportunity, this great picture. It says it all. It's not posed, as you can see, and it just gives you a great chance to describe what's going on behind the scenes and the build-up to the race.
Well, we think this book is not just of appeal to die-hard Formula One fans or McLaren fans, but it's got a luxury lifestyle kind of element, and that definitely goes on with the more glamour races. And how long were you looking at them before this car came?
It's a shot where, as you say, it sums up everything that the perception that people have perhaps of Monaco, but it's the challenge of Monaco, and I guess the challenge of Formula One as a whole is to try and bring out that what people think is, the perception people have of the sport.
Okay, Maurice, you were present when Darren spotted this pile of tyres.
Yeah. This picture for me tells you why Darren Heath is the photographer he is and why his pictures are so outstanding. A pile of tyres. So I see tyres all the time, so nothing new in that. We'll walk past them, wouldn't have given it a second thought. Darren has seen something that I would never see in a million years, and it's that. It's the early morning sunlight, the shadows on these piles of tyres, and I think it's just brilliant. Sums it all up.
Thank you. It's just the type of picture I love to take.
So we've talked a little bit about the lifestyle, the glamour, the locations, the incredible attention to detail, and a huge human effort that goes into simply getting two little cars to race on a race weekend. This is one of the most captivating and fascinating photographs, and it's taken just behind us here.
Well, I entitled this, the caption to this, and I tried to put a title on every caption, and the one I chose for this was Yesterday and Tomorrow, because here you have yesterday, which, as you can see here on the boulevard, the cars that have won races for McLaren over the years, right back to the 1960s, and these are the more recent ones here. And here we see tomorrow. They're preparing two race cars for the next Grand Prix.
And there's no, as with all the pictures in the book, there's no staging to it. I haven't asked anyone to stand here. The whole idea of the book is to show exactly how it is, without requesting that he works on that part or that he works on that part. It's just, they're just doing what they're doing.
And the other thing to say about the book itself and the reason for it, the fans want to be taken behind the scenes, and we're privileged. We're allowed to do that normally during a Grand Prix. For this book, we're even further inside, particularly Darren with his camera lens. And the beauty about this is that this is taking readers of this book right into somewhere where they will never ever get to be. Even the media will get very limited access. So to be given the privilege of doing this really adds something, not just for us, but for the book itself. This is what it's all about. We're taking you right behind the scenes where nobody can go.